the heck? What was... What? Hold on. I've never heard it make that sound before. It's usually always the Pikmin that say Pikmin right there, but is it random or is it like on a special occasion? Hold on, let's see. There we go. That's what usually happens. What was the first one? I've never heard that. Or even knew that existed. Well, I guess that's a good way to start off a new series. Well, anyway, hey guys, what's up? Ty the Gamer Guy here, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Pikmin. Pikmin is a real-time strategy game, and I don't play these very often, but Pikmin definitely hits different. It's a very charming and enjoyable series. And I don't really have much to say about it, other than that, it's just a very, cute and charming game, but it can also be, well, not difficult, but it can be a little rough sometimes. It definitely requires a lot of planning if you want to, play effectively, and I originally intended to do Pikmin videos before Pokemon Stadium and Mario 64 DS. But when I was in my original recordings of it, I just was not satisfied with my progress and my commentary within the game. So I just decided to just, drop it right now and just do it later. Until I did a practice run of it somewhat recently, and I had a really good time with it, and I think I'm ready for it now. Anyway, let's go on in. Challenge mode is something I'll go over a bit later, but I'm just gonna say this right now, it's pretty disappointing. Anyway, let's start the adventure. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and when I awoke on this, well, I can't read already. This is only the first episode. And I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate that this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can only function for 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin before then? No! Better not think about it. I must find missing ship parts! So, right from the get-go, we have our main objective is that our spaceship is all busted up and we have to fix it in 30 days or less, or we die. Anyway, over here we have this thingamajig. What is this thingamajig, you may ask? Well, you're about to find out pretty soon. And by pretty soon, I mean like right now. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. So yeah, if you don't know what something is, if it reminds you of food, just name it after a food. I could probably make an innuendo with that, but I'm not going to because I don't want Kappa on me. Anyway. What's this? The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and is now producing an adorable little sprout. The sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of the wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. Excuse me. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Like any other video game protagonist, just walk up to stuff and press A because that's what all video game protagonists do. Extraordinary! When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage, it just stands there staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand character I love so much. I believe I should call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with A, then throw it in the direction I point, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to C by pressing down on the D-pad while pointing as well. The following controls appear to follow. I cannot read! So yeah, these are just, the basic controls if you just want to, change the camera and stuff. So yeah. So you meet the very first specimen of a new species, and the first thing you want to do is pick them up and throw them. Yep. Anyway. So yep, this is a Pikmin. Pikmin are going to be very important on the adventure. And I'm going to attack this flower just to be a jerk, but I'm gonna be a jerk with a cause, because do this happens. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin has harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate? I don't know. It can create more Pikmin. The onion seems to be some sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. So, yep. You take a red onion, a Pikmin will carry that onion. No, not. They'll carry the pellet back to the onion. The onion will absorb it, and it will create more Pikmin. So, right now, we have 3 of these. And so, these are red Pikmin. Not for spoilers or anything, but there are going to be more types of Pikmin as we get further into the game. Red Pikmin are the strongest in battle, but they don't have very high endurance, but they are immune to fire hazards, which is going to be very important for an upcoming area. And there's some pellets, a couple pellets spread around all across here, and I believe the maximum number of Pikmin you can sprout on the first day is 25, I think. And something else I might as well just go ahead and get out of the way is that this first episode is probably not going to be very exciting because, well, it's very tutorial heavy. You're just giving you the basic controls, the basic mechanics. But, just get you used to everything. Normally there'll be a timer at the top of the screen that'll be like going down slowly. But in here, we don't have to worry about that. So, anyway, I really don't have much to say because I'm just, gonna be grabbing Pikmin. Gonna try to see if I can get everyone that I can on the first day before we move on. There's one over there, and I think the rest are over here. I see one pellet over there. I think there's another one over there, and I think I saw 2 more over there. Anyway. Right now, we need 10 Pikmin, because this cardboard box has a 10 on it, because, well, obviously that means we have to have 10 Pikmin so we can do something. Okay, what we got? Okay, never mind. That wasn't 8. That was still 7. The number's going up, like, very slowly for some reason. There we go. Now we have 10. Let's just go ahead. So once you get 10 Pikmin, you can move this cardboard box. This is another mechanic where you're gonna have, you know, a certain number of Pikmin to, you know, for certain obstacles. And my OCD is triggering me because the box isn't, like, perfectly in between the stone and whatever that... I think that's like a tree stump? I don't know, anyway. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks like... Why can I not read? Come on. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. I wish it was like that in Among Us. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum it all up I've learned about the Pikmin conduct, and I press A before I even finish reading that. So yeah, he's already just telling us, so... Anyway, I guess something else I can go over. That was weird sounding, is that, of course, you press A to throw Pikmin, and wherever your cursor is, you can throw Pikmin. Like, throw them all the way over there, but you can only throw them this far where the spinning circle is. You can't throw them beyond that. If you press and hold A, you can hold onto a Pikmin and grab it with you, because these Pikmin are pretty slow right now. I'll explain why in the next episode. They can just go and throw them all the way over there. Press C to disband everyone so you can walk off on your own. You know, if you want to do something, you don't want Pikmin following you. So I'm playing the Wii version of the game. This was originally this was a GameCube game originally, but it got ported over to the Wii with some much better controls. Like, once you play Pikmin with motion controls just for the cursor alone, you cannot go back. It's that good. Okay, well, and if you press down on the D-pad, you can direct your Pikmin. Sort of. They're forming a perfect line. Well, that actually looks kind of cool. So if you want to direct them into something, you want to do that. And I believe that's everything. And then, of course, B is your whistle. So if you want, you know, to grab Pikmin, just whistle them and they'll come to you. And something already happened over here that I didn't get a chance to explain yet. But again, I'll explain it in the next episode where it'll actually, you know, like, become important. And right over here, we have this very... I'm sure somebody can make an innuendo with how this thing is literally just throbbing. Never mind. I don't want to get demonetized before I'm even eligible for monetization. That'd be a new record, definitely. Amazing! There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important part of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get back to the dolphin? Power of slavery, of course, and yeah. And of course we need 20 Pikmin to do this, but we don't have 20 Pikmin, so let's go ahead and make more. So 5 pellet over here, you want 5 Pikmin to carry that back. You can have more than the required number of Pikmin to carry stuff back, and it'll go by a little bit faster. You know, like I'm having 7 carrying it rather than just the regular 5. But there is a maximum capacity of how many Pikmin can be holding onto an object. But I know, usually it's good to go faster. And you know what? I have 4 stragglers with me, so let's just go and have them help carry the stuff back. And he missed it entirely. Go. Alright, fine, you can come with me. And well, I don't really like cutting ahead in games like this because, you know, it's a real-time strategy game, but in moments like this when I'm just waiting for the Pikmin to carry something back so I can get more Pikmin, I probably will do this, you know, just to make things a little bit smoother. And we now have 25 Pikmin, and I guess I might as well also explain the numbers that are on the bottom of the screen. Is that The number right here is the number of Pikmin you currently have in your squad. The middle is how many Pikmin are on the field. You can only have 100 Pikmin on the field at a time. And the number over there, I didn't get to it. Wait. Oh yeah. See, you can pluck them faster if you just rapidly press A. For a second, I thought he was already telling us on like how to pluck Pikmin in general when we already did it. So, anyway, the number over here is how many Pikmin are currently in existence. And of course, you know, when Pikmin are in existence, some Pikmin can go out of existence just like that. Anyway, we now have the required number. We have more than a required number of Pikmin to carry this bag in, but it's still going to go by slowly, so... Because I literally have nothing else to do other than just wait for them to take this back to the ship, I'm just going to go ahead and cut ahead. Again, I don't like doing this in a game like Pikmin, but here it's kind of necessary. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Can you move faster, please? There we go. And just like that, just by adding the engine, the fix already the fix already ships itself. No, the ship fixes itself slightly. I wish, you know, vehicles were like that in real life. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. And trust me, I know this episode wasn't exactly exciting, but please do not use this one episode as an indicator of, you know, this game being super boring or uninteresting. Trust me, things will get a lot interesting in episode 2 and onwards. One day since impact. I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokitate. And yes, that's actually how it's pronounced. I thought it was Hokitate like a bunch of other people, but it's actually Hokitate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. And right here we have our bit of a progress report. You know, we have 25 sprouted, we haven't lost any in battle, and we haven't left any behind. So yes, you can leave Pikmin behind when the day ends, and trust me, it hurts when that happens. I'm pretty sure I'll leave probably like at least like one throughout this entire Let's Play. I'll probably at least leave one, knowing myself. I won't do it intentionally, like I'm sounding like it. No, that would be awful. But anyway, you know what I meant. So with that, well, I don't like saving in the middle of recording because of, you know, something always you know, could go wrong. But for Pikmin, things could be a little bit different. And anyway, we have our map right here, and we have our next destination. But before we do that, whoops, I do not want to do. I'm gonna go back to the title screen really quick, because I want to show something off that's pretty vital. And go ahead and ignore that save file. And so here's the save file selection screen, and I've never played the GameCube version, But if I remember correctly, I remember hearing from other people, from people that did play it, that this wasn't in the original game and that this was new to the Wii version. Is that you can actually rewind your days. If you like, let's say you had like a really bad day. You lost a lot of Pikmin. You didn't get much progress done, and you just wanted to start the day over. You can actually do that. If I really wanted to, I could go back to day 1 and sprout a whole 25 Pikmin again. But I'm not going to. Anyway, that is pretty important. So anyway, in the next episode, we're going to be going to the Forest of Hope, where things will be a lot more interesting from there forward. I'll see you guys next time.